and I learned about organic marketing and like how to like position myself and
Talk
like
about it.
right, that was something that I was like, oh, this is very simple, but how come I had no idea what was going on?
Mm-hmm.
So just knowing like my ideal client, like creating that client avatar in your head, like the person that you're always like writing content for, talking to, knowing like what I wanted to get across, like in my content, like stuff like that. So I learned my brand voice. I gained my brand voice
Gotcha.
and learned how to make content for my people. And that was like that was a game changer. I didn't understand how it changed the game, but now like I attract clients and I'm like, I love it so much. Like, why don't I feel like
Right.
I really already know you? So it's really cool. So if you ever heard about organic marketing or been interested in like selling yourself and don't know how to start, I feel like I would definitely say like get confident about like who you're selling to, about what you do and how to word that. And I feel like that'll attract the right people to you.
Heard that. Okay, and like what sort of like content did you start with? And are you still posting like the same stuff that you started with, or have it has it kind of evolved as you got into it?
You know, the algorithm is confusing, so I will never act like I know what the heck is going on with the algorithm. Honestly, I just started posting just like what I know about weddings, like a wedding day from my perspective, like in my voice and not trying to sound I feel like I used to try to sound like so professional. Like I didn't really know,
Mm-hmm.
like you never, I don't know, you like what do I write the caption to be? But then I
Yeah.
just started talking like myself, you know, and just like talking about like wedding tips, things like that. I would post things that like I really enjoyed and like resonated with. Like I never really post like a couple of just smiling at the camera. I feel like that's kind of, you know, a standard shot, beautiful shot. Everyone needs to have it, but that's not like what my favorite pictures are. So I started posting the things that I like more and that I was like, I would want my couples to want these pictures. And I just like
Gotcha.
kind of changed what I was showing people and what I was saying. And it just felt more like me. It looks more like me. It sounds more like me. And that was like the turning point. I was like, finally, I'm not
You
getting
feel
these.
like it kind of helped like boost everything a little more, like you being putting
Yeah.
yourself in it a little more.
Yeah. And people that followed me were like following me because of that and not just like, oh, a pretty wedding photo. It felt like they were like, oh, okay, I like her. And I was like,
Gotcha.
thank you, please.
Gotcha. Okay. Any tips like, any specific maybe tactics or anything that you could give out, anything
Ooh,
that's worked for you specifically?
what are we talking about? Social media? What are we talking
Yeah,
about?
starting with social media and then we'll kind of go into anything else you know.
Okay, yes. I feel like you know a lot more than your like ideal client knows, but it's just like making a list of the things that you're an expert in that they like probably have no idea about. I like to ask my friends who are not in the wedding industry, like, hey, tell me like what you would think you would have questions about for photography. Like, what don't you understand? And
Gotcha.
it's nice to have like an like insight like that because I'm talking to brides all day. I'm talking to my photography friends all day. Like
People
we
who
obviously
want
know
what you're selling.
exactly. So it's like different whenever you have a different perspective. You're like, oh, you didn't understand that? Let me make content around that. So picking
Gotcha.
your friends' brains. If you got friends, that's free help right there. Just go ahead and hop on a quick
So
call.
definitely you say like maybe have a circle of people that you kind of like,
Yeah.
get feedback from. Like, you'll
Yes.
still do what you want to do, but just getting feedback.
Yes, I feedback is huge. I mean, I'm all about like teamwork, group projects in college and high school are my favorite things. But I think it's like getting as many different eyes on your stuff as you can. Like you don't always have to do it, but I like to run things by like multiple types of people. Like, mom, what do you think about this? Like one of my friends
Gotcha.
that like, what do you think? Because to me, I'm like, yeah, I mean, I'm used to seeing it, but from their eyes, it's different.
Okay. And any like or what actually would you say is like the content that performs the best for you?
Honestly, when I freaking show up and I'm talking, which I hate
Okay.
because but it's fun because it's like nice to know that people like enjoy seeing me hearing me because you know sometimes you're like oh my voice is annoying but I'm like okay wow you want to hear what I'm talking about thank you but that and then like showing behind the scenes of how things are happening I feel like people really enjoy seeing like you know start to finish and like what the final product looks like so I think just showing people the process so they can like feel
Gotcha.
more I guess people are nosy you know they want to see